is Sheriff Nick Pettigrew of the McDonough County Sheriff's Office, and I'm going to turn the podium over to Macomb Police Chief Jeff Hamer. Jeff.
Okay. I want to inform you about progress of today's event. After extensive negotiations with the suspect over the past 20 hours, at approximately 2:10 p.m., the suspect peacefully surrendered to officers. The suspect, Shaquem M. Mathis, a 38-year-old male of the 300 block of North Normal Street in Macomb, was taken into custody without further incident and transported to the McDonough County Jail. Mathis has been charged with 4 counts of aggravated battery to a police officer and 1 count of aggravated discharge of a firearm. Additional charges are pending. At approximately 6:44 p.m. on Wednesday, September 4th, 2024, officers from the Macomb Police Department attempted to serve a search warrant in the 300 block of North Normal Street. Upon announcing their presence multiple times prior to entering the property, 2 Macomb police officers were shot by a suspect in the residence. Both officers were transported to area hospitals and then transferred to a trauma center in Peoria. Both officers are recovering at home and are expected to make a full recovery. The Macomb Police Department wants to express my relief that this incident came to a peaceful conclusion and there were no further injuries. We would also like to thank the community for their patience, understanding, support, and generosity as this incident impacted many aspects of our daily lives here in Macomb. I'd like to thank our law enforcement partners for their assistance in this incident, the efforts of the Illinois State Police, the McDonough County Sheriff's Office, and the many other officers who assisted on scene and with our officers at the hospital are sincerely appreciated. I'd also like to express my extreme gratitude to the men and women of the Macomb Police Department. The professionalism and bravery they displayed during this entire incident and their dedication to the citizens of Macomb is to be commended. The use of force investigation is being conducted by the Illinois State Police, and all questions related to the investigation should be directed to them. I will take a few questions.
What were police searching for last night? What was the search warrant for?
Not at liberty to disclose that at this time, as it is an ongoing investigation.
Is it unusual to try to carry out a search warrant at that time of the day?
Not unusual at all. It was still daylight. The officers knocked and announced their presence.
Where were the officers shot? Do you know?
Lower torso and a leg.
You know the first court appearance of the suspect?
I believe it would be tomorrow for a detention hearing.
Were there any other people in the home?
Not that we know of at this time. It still is an ongoing, they're searching the residence now at crime scene, and investigators are still on scene, but I don't have any more information at that time on that topic.
Do you know anything about the suspect? Is this a student, a business person, or what do they do?
Mathis is not a WIU or a Spoon student. There's no affiliation there. There's some limited criminal history that's over 12 years old. We did have, we did not have any criminal contact with the person, either with the sheriff's office or OPS or my department.
Prior to last night?
Correct. Anyone else?
Were police able to return fire last night? Can you describe the scene a little bit?
It's still an ongoing investigation. Can't get into that right now.
Able to say the names of the officers yet?
Not going to release that at this point.
Thanks. I just want to double down on what the chief said about the bravery and dedication and commitment of our Macomb Police. Last 24 hours, if anybody in this community had any doubt, that has been erased. We have dedicated, wonderful, brave police officers here in the city of Macomb, and the city is grateful for everything they do for us every day. And as the chief mentioned, there's a myriad of other support folks that have been part of our commitment to the community in the last 24 hours. We'll make sure we take our due diligence and thank them on every level. Thank you all for being here today. And Dylan?
Mayor, is this the first time a Macomb police officer has been shot that you're aware of?
No, there were 3 officers mortally wounded back in the 1930s, and an incident that occurred on the southwest corner of the, the southwest corner of the square. There's a memorial to them here in this community. There were officers killed, shot that were affiliated with the Illinois State Police back in the 1980s, and McDonough County, a Colchester police officer shot in the 1970s. That's all we have. Thank you for being here.